Namaskaram. I am L. Srinivasan. This is the fifth episode on Patanjali Yoga Sutra. In the last episode, we saw about intense concentration, samadhi, and the different types of intense concentration, samprajñata samadhi and asamprajñata samadhi. Also, the types of samprajñata samadhi, savitarka, vitarka, nirvitarka, savichara, nirvichara, stananda samadhi, and sasmita samadhi. The last level, sasmita samadhi, bereft of body. Now, samprajñata samadhi means meditating on a particular object, any object, intense meditation on a object. Now, we have a doubt on what object should we do intense concentration, because if we are going to do intense concentration, it should be on a good object. We don't want to waste this opportunity. Now, Patanjali says, don't worry, bro. I will give you the following options and you can meditate on them. And he's also talking about the uses of pranava mantra and the obstacles of a yogi and how to restrain them. How to restrain them is using pranayama. We'll see about pranayama. So the next sutra is the 20th sutra. Tivra samvegana masannaha. The success is speedy for energetic people. For example, Ramana Maharishi and Aruna Girinathar. Aruna Girinathar used to go into another person's body. Now in Tamil we call it, there's a phrase, it is called Koodu Vittu Koodu Payardu. Koodu Vittu, Vittu means leaving, Payardu means pouncing, but here it means moving to another body. But here the body is not used. The word for body here used is Koodu. Koodu means cage. So this phrase itself is very spiritual because it is referring the body as a cage. Now the next sutra, it says, Mridu madhyadhimatra tvat tato visheshaha. It also depends upon what the yogis adopt, whether they are mild, medium type of concentration or intense concentration. The next sutra which says Ishvara pranidhanadva, or by devotion to Ishvara. This is by doing Sharanagati to the Lord himself. And one of the best examples is when Draupadi did Sharanagati to Lord Krishna when she was being disrobed. I would like to take this opportunity to chant the exact shloka which she said when she was being disrobed. Namasavitre jagadeka chakshuse jagat prasuti sthitinasha hetave त्रयीमयाय त्रिगुणात्मधारिणे विरिञ्चि नारायण शङ्करात्मने ध्येयस्तदा सवित्रमण्डलमध्यवर्ती नारायण सरसिजासन सन्निविष्टः केयूरवान् मकरकुण्डलवान् किरीटी हारी हिरण्मयवपुर् धृतशङ्खचक्रः शङ्खचक्रगदापाणे द्वारका निलयाच्युत गोविन्दो पुण्डरीकाक्ष रक्षमां शरणागतम्. Wherever there is opportunity, Patanjali is also giving importance to Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. So the sutra says, or by devotion to Ishvara. Now who is Ishvara? Says the next sutra. Klesha karma vipakashayai rapara mrishtihi purusha vishesha Ishvaraha. Now the Ishvara, the Supreme One, is a special Purusha, untouched by misery, actions, result of these actions and desires. Tatra niratishayam sarvajñatva bijam. In him referring to the yogi, everything becomes infinite and knowledge of others is just a germ. Now Vivekananda is saying that the mind must be traveling between extremes. He says, suppose if we are thinking about limited space, the idea of thinking about limited space gives us the scope to think about unlimited space. The same with time and same with knowledge also. So Vivekananda is saying to think about infinite knowledge. He says knowledge is just a germ, right? But now he's asking us to think about infinite knowledge, so that our very constitution of our mind shows us that thinking about infinite knowledge gives us the idea of unlimited knowledge, and yogis consider this unlimited knowledge as God. The next sutra, Sapurveshamapi Guruhu Kalanena Vachedat. The Supreme One is the teacher of all teachers and even the teacher of ancient teachers, being not limited by time. See, when I say that there's an activity, the duration of the activity is 5 seconds. We say, oh, just 5 seconds. Because we humans live up to 100 years. But if I say that this activity is taking 75 years, we say, oh my god, 75 years are. Because we people live up to 100 years. So this time is very relative. Now, Vivekananda is giving a very important message. He says that all knowledge is within ourselves. Now, yesterday I studied vector algebra. Day before yesterday, I did not know about vector algebra. See, the book physically didn't put vector algebra inside me, nor the teacher. But how do I know? Because day before yesterday I didn't know, but yesterday I got to know. He says that all knowledge is within ourselves. So it's like a sand, and all knowledge is below the sand, and we just have to dig. So if we dig there, we get a different treasure. If we dig here, we get a different treasure. So it's all about how much we can dig. Because if you learn about accounting, we learn accounting. If we learn about maths, we learn maths. If we learn about medical sciences, we learn about medical sciences. So all knowledge is within ourselves. It's just that we have not digged in each and every place. We are digging where we feel comfortable with. Now the next sutra, the 26th sutra, a very important sutra. Tasya vachakaha pranavaha. His manifesting word is Om. His meaning the yogi. The manifesting word of a yogi is Om. Next sutra talks about repetition of this pranava mantra. Tajjapastadartha bhavanam. Now, there is a thought and there is a word. The external part is the word, internal part is the thought. If I am thirsty, I ask for water. Now, the word can be of different language and can also sound differently, because if I'm feeling thirsty, I say, give me water. North Indian will say, give me pani. Someone will say, jalam, or someone will say, tanni. But the basic thought is the same. Only the external part, the word, the sound of the word is different. Now, Om is the sound of the nature, because Om does not require the tongue, and the movement of the mouth for reciting this Om is also natural. Vivekananda says that this pranava mantra Om represents the whole phenomena of sound making. Om is the symbol and matrix for all other sounds, constitutes all words and all other sounds that can be made. Now, talking about pranava mantra, we cannot move to the next sutra without talking about Swami Malai temple. Now, Swami Malai is a mountain, a very holy mountain. It's in South India. It is a temple dedicated to Lord Muruga, or Lord Karthikeyan, Lord Subramanian, son of Lord Shiva. What happened was, Lord Brahma wanted to visit Lord Shiva. So Brahma went to Kailash. So Shiva was there, Parvati was there, and even Lord Muruga was there. Now, when Brahma goes to meet Lord Shiva, he does not pay any respects to Lord Muruga, because Lord Muruga is his child. And now Lord Muruga was annoyed, and he asked Brahma, so what do you do? He said, I create, I'm the creator. Then Muruga asked, how do you create? By chanting the Vedas. So why don't you chant some? Then Brahma starts saying, Om. Because every Veda mantra has to be started with Om and ended with Om. Starting goes like Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. And for the ending, Hari Om. So Brahma is starting with Om. Now Muruga is like, okay bro, you said Om. What is the meaning of Om? Brahma did not know. So Brahma said, except this, everything else I know. You started with Om. What is the meaning of Om? Brahma did not know. So Muruga hit him on the forehead and imprisoned him. So Muruga took him to the jail. Brahma was in jail. And Muruga took the role of being the creator. Now all the devas were all shocked and surprised, and they wanted Brahma to be back. See, if our boss changes, we have all these dealings with the boss. So we will not feel comfortable if the boss changes. So these devas went to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu told them to go to Lord Shiva. And now Lord Shiva said okay to these devas, and Lord Shiva wanted to bring Brahma out of the jail. So Lord Shiva goes to the jail and tries to open the gate. Now Muruga is stopping Shiva and saying that this man does not know the meaning of Om. Shiva is like, now what do you want? Muruga said, I want to know the meaning of Om. Shiva said, why don't you say the meaning of Om? Then Muruga was like, look, I can't say the meaning of Om. I can only teach the meaning of Om. General talking like this, say, hi, these things won't be applicable. If you want, I can teach you Om. So Muruga is the child. Muruga is son of Lord Shiva. And, and now what happens is that Shiva sits below and Muruga sits up. Just like how a guru teaches to his Shishya, Muruga is teaching to Lord Shiva the meaning of Om. And Muruga gets another name called Swaminatha Swami, teacher of Lord Shiva. Now Om is said to be the number one mantra and Gayatri mantra is the number two mantra. What does the Upanishad say? Om iti Brahma prasauti. Basically, Brahma starts reciting the Vedas using Om. And Brahmavadinams. So Brahmavadin are a group of people. And what they say is any work which is started by reciting Om will end happily. Om has to be repeated under conditions. When Om has to be repeated, what is the compulsory time period when we have to recite Om? Sandhyopasana, in the twilight time. But under what conditions? That is the next chapter of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. We talk about the practices. Knowingly or unknowingly, the guides in Mahabalipuram. Mahabalipuram is a nice tourist location in South India. The guides in Mahabalipuram become Pranava Mantra Upadesha. People who give Upadesham, people who teach the meaning of Pranava Mantra, like Lord Muruga. What happens is that these guides take these tourists to a particular place where echo can be magnified and multiplied. And what they do is they ask these tourists to chant Om, not any other word, because Om is so natural that it keeps resonating itself. Maybe instead of reciting Om, people by mistakenly chanted Home, I think so. Because now all of us are being quarantined in our homes. The next four sutras talk about the obstacles of a yogi. What are they? Disease, mental laziness, doubt, lack of enthusiasm, clinging to sense enjoyments, or falling down when the state obtained. Because that is also important. We can even become the Prime Minister, but we have to stay there for at least a few years. Grief, mental distress, tremor in breathing, and also physical pain. Now, how to pacify the chitta, which is by being with good people, not doing any bad things. But this is for pacifying the chitta. But how to completely restrain from all these obstacles? That is the next sutra. After the four sutras, the next sutra is 33rd sutra, which talks about pranayama. Prachardana vidharanabhyam va pranasya. By throwing out and restraining the breath. Now what is prana? See, prana is the energy which is used for manifesting the whole world. Now prana is not breath. Vivekananda clearly says that prana is not breath. Prana is that which gives motion to this breath. Now, pranayama is not about breath control. We have to very clearly sort this out because the next chapter speaks about Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. The first four stages, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. See, Pranayama is a place where this breakthrough happens in Raja Yoga. Because Yama, Niyama, Asana, see, Yama, Niyama, speaking the truth, non-stealing, and doing one-pointed concentration, worship, and postures. And the next one is Pranayama. See, Pranayama is the place, it is a stage where the Sushumna gets established for the Kundalini to rise. Now we all know that there is Kundalini, where this snake-like yogic power travels from the bottom of our back to the head. Now there are three things here. Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. Ida is the left hand side of the spinal cord and Pingala is the right hand side of the spinal cord. These two are used for various functions of which is used in all animals and humans also. Which is used in all animals and also humans. Sushumna is also there in all animals and humans, but as a possibility. So pranayama, while doing pranayama, this Sushumna, this empty channel gets established. Only when there is a road, Kundalini can rise. See, if you want to go from Chennai to Bangalore, we just can't go. There has to be some road, right? So this, by doing pranayama, this road, this empty channel gets established. This empty channel is called Sushumna, and through this channel the kundalini will rise. So pranayama is a breakthrough in Raja Yoga. We just can't consider pranayama as breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, chanting of Om, all these things will pacify the chitta. Pacifying the chitta is like pacifying the mind, to calm our mind. But the objective of Raja Yoga is not to pacify the mind or calm the mind. Objective of Raja Yoga is to get moksham, not calm or pacify the mind. In fact, Patanjali doesn't care a damn about our thoughts or our emotions, because that's why in the initial sutras itself he said that all these identifications, when we are not concentrated, we are identified with the five modifications: pramana, viparjaya, vikalpa, nidra, smrtayah. Memory, in our memory only all these sense enjoyments, all the emotions, and all our thoughts are there, and these things are considered as a identification which arises when there is not concentration. So Patanjali doesn't care about all the emotions. Pranayama is a breakthrough in this Ashtanga Yoga. The next sutras talk about on what to meditate. In the last episode, I told that there is something called Samprajnata Samadhi, concentrating, intense concentration on any object. Now, what object? Patanjali is giving options. Vishayavati va vrittirutpanna manasasthitini bandhini. Concentrating on the mind. It gives perseverance. Vishoka va jyotishmati. Or by concentrating on the effluent light. This takes away all the sorrows. Vitaraga vishayam va chittam. Or by concentrating on the heart of holy people. We can concentrate on the heart of Adi Shankara and all the other holy people. Swapna nidra jnana lambanam va. Or by meditating on the knowledge that comes in the sleep. Sometimes what happens is that in our dreams, the devas or the devi or the gods might come and tell us some important things. Rarely it happens, but if such a thing happens, Patanjali says we can concentrate on that. Yatha bhimata dhyanadva. Or by intense concentration on anything, or by meditation on anything good. Paramanu paramamahatvantosya vashikaraha.